Well, it's noisy, apparently hot Friday um, afternoon. Guess it's that magical sunset time, and I have not been posting videos in the last maybe 4 or 5 days. I did make two. I'll post those up, and I'll post this one. And it's interesting what's been coming up. Yeah, I've been choosing a lot more, and actually out of town. Back at home, ready to head out of town again. And then at the end of the month, I head out for a big trip. I head out to Spain and Rome. Choosing, like I think in one of the videos, I might have said that I'm choosing so much more and asking what it will take to create so much more in my life. And in the midst of that, there's been some discomfort. And it's almost like I've started to, well, the funny thing is, so this is what I thought yesterday. So yesterday I thought, wow, maybe I'm finally actually acknowledging some of those dark areas in my life where I have really judged myself and haven't really acknowledged it. So as you can tell, that was a really light conversation I had with myself. And in the midst of this heaviness, in my travel, with work, and a fun special class I also did, in the midst of all of that, it was like, I finally reached out, and I reached out to my sweet, 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 potent friend, Melanie Clampett, and I asked her to ask me a couple questions because I was finally, all right, this is changing. I'm not able to change it on my own. I need someone else to ask me questions. And that is one of the gifts with the Access Consciousness tools. It really is like, what if asking questions, you can become aware of what is actually true for you and what isn't. Now, as I've acknowledged more the energy that I be, that lightness, that joy, that space, even when things aren't working, there's still space in my world that go, okay, what else is possible? And for a couple of days there, that wasn't there. There was judgments of, I'm getting old, I'm fat, I'm tired. And that, if you know me, rarely exists in my world. And it was there pretty heavy. So I reached out and got some questions and then had to chuckle. It's like, wow, has my awareness expanded? And is that, or are those judgments that live out in the world? I also realize we're approaching summer, and a lot of people are thinking of going on wearing swimsuits, being out a lot more. How many people are judging themselves for that? So once I've acknowledged that it wasn't mine, and that actually there isn't judgment about myself, for myself. And when it does come up, I have the magical tools of Access Consciousness to look at that, clear it, and keep choosing, and keep choosing, and keep choosing. Today, I actually tapped into the magical class that Dr. Dane is facilitating out in Santa Barbara. Had a session with someone over the phone, and chuckle, orgasmic body feeling, receiving energy work. And so now there's this like giggling joy in my world. So the new awareness too is like, wow, would I be willing to show up when things aren't so pretty, when I'm feeling shitty and crappy, and actually share that with you, but not from a place of like, hey, I'm shitty and crappy, but like, wow, this does show up for me, and share with you some of the tools that I use to change it. Because this was probably, I'm talking 2 or 3 days at the most, it was probably more like 2, that this was present in my life. It wasn't a week, it wasn't a month, it wasn't a year. And I really get that there are many people in the world that it is their reality. It feels like a year, it feels like 2 years, it feels like a lifetime. And I say, if you're ready for some weird, wacky tools that I know work, that many people around the world know that work, tap in. Ask, what is Access Consciousness? What is the gift and the power of asking a question? And what is it to begin to trust what it is that you know is true? And I also get that when you are happy and there is ease in your world, that is fucking different in this world. And I now am asking myself, how different am I really, really willing to be? So how different are you willing to be? How truly joyful, exuberant are you that you haven't allowed yourself to be? Because it's so different in this world. So from a hot day out in Northern California at Sylvia Puentes. And before I leave, I wanted to share something that I have hung out right outside my door that I had made a couple years ago. And that's what I'll leave you with. It's, may all of life come to you with ease, joy, and glory. All right, until next time. Bye.